Jemele Hill, baby. Love, dial in. Please stay out of this. Sit this one out, Jemele Hill. Do not come to rescue Malika Andrews. You will be coming in vain. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? Because I don't think you understand the extent to how many individuals are coming for her. You don't want none of that smoke. You don't want any of it. Listen, wherever you are, just stay right there. Listen, don't take that on. Don't take that on. I'm telling you, that lady's in a whole lot of trouble with a whole lot of brothers. Don't take it on, Jemele Hill. It's a bigger dragon than you want to wrestle. I'm telling you right now. Okay? First of all, let me state this. We are not coming after, and me specifically, I'm not coming after Malika Andrews because Malika Andrews is a woman. Number two, I'm not coming after Malika Andrews because Malika Andrews is a woman in sports. And number three, I'm not even coming after Malika Andrews because she's incompetent to do her job, because I don't think she is. We're coming after Malika Andrews because she's on the wrong side of an issue. She is biased. She doesn't have the respect for her peers, who and those and her betters. I'll say it like that too. Her betters. She doesn't have respect for them. Okay, male and female, but in this case, it's men. And she needs to be dragged down to her level. That's why we're coming after Malika Andrews. Jemele Hill, do not put yourself in that situation where you feel that you're out here trying to rescue her. Do not do it to yourself. It's not the fight you want. Listen, and let me say this, because I've heard you, and you're trying to paint this narrative, and listen, don't start the fight. Don't start that fight. You're trying to paint a narrative that, women in sports have always had to deal with this. First and foremost, that is so not true. The women that we currently have, and I'm going to include Malika Andrews, who are commentating, who are sports personalities, whether they be Rachel Nichols, whether they be individuals that are in other shows, I have to say, from Toronto to New York to wherever else these big shows are coming from, these women are very good at their job. They're very, very good at their job. In fact, I kind of like the women commentators sometimes a lot better than the men in respect, because they put in insights that I wouldn't always see. I like it. I love it when a lady can sit down and go toe to toe talking about sports, specifically the beloved greatest sport in the world, basketball, specifically. And when it's not just these kind of canned questions. I like it. It's good. And we have a lot of great women right now in sports who have the capacity to do that. So nobody's coming after them because we have an issue for women in sports. Okay? As you will see, if this ever gets to your ears, or anybody else who wants to share it, because I'm going to tag you, who wants to share it, I've come for Skip, I've come for Shannon, I've come for Stephen A, I've come for all of them. And Malika Andrews, I wasn't even coming for. I was giving her as much leeway as I possibly could until I couldn't give her no more. Because the lady is simply out of pocket. And she won't stop. And at the end of the day, like I said, the NBA players are going to stop talking to her. Jemele Hill, you don't have that problem right now. Don't give yourself that problem. You don't want it. I'm telling you, you don't want it. You don't want any of that smoke. Because when this manosphere, when these brothers start coming for you, you're going to run to, listen, I know you're tough. I know you can handle your own. I know you've been in places where you've been under fire, but you don't want this. You don't, and it's unnecessary. Don't take it on. Don't defend her. Leave her alone. We're not coming after her because she's a woman in sports. No, that's not the reason. That's not the reason. That's absolutely not the reason. Okay? All of the aspects of her non-qualification came to light because of her stance now. Let me say something. Many times in life, we are put in positions to have platforms that we didn't deserve. A lot of people have had them. A lot of people have just had platforms that they didn't necessarily earn, but God and timing and circumstances of life put them there. Muhammad Ali, Joan of Arc, okay? We can go all the way down the line. There's many people, male and female, who have been put in positions and have had platforms because it was just their moment. And I believe Malika Andrews is inheriting that same level of fortune, that she's in a position because it's her moment. 27 years old, she hasn't earned that spot. And she should know that. And that's why she should have a posture of gratefulness. She shouldn't be wielding her platform in this way. And this is what we're talking about. Jemele Hill, I believe you've earned your spot. I believe you've earned your spot. I don't think you and Malika Andrews are peers in that sense. I believe you have earned your spot. You've earned your right to talk. Nobody can shout you down. Yeah, you didn't play the game neither. But you don't, Jemele Hill, I haven't had to come for you. And I haven't had to come for you. So I would just say, you know what? Just take your flowers, bro, and leave it alone. Just leave this chick alone. This girl's not you. This girl's not you, and don't turn into her. Don't decide that you want to be Malika 2.0. Don't do it to yourself, because you have your own reputation, your own platform, okay? We perceive you in a completely different way. Don't pick up this cross and carry it, because you're going to be crucified on it just like she is. And her cross is wrong. Her cause is wrong. Her attitude is wrong. Her opinions are wrong. She's on the wrong side of an issue, and her secret agenda is not so secret anymore. Jemele Hill, I don't think you have a secret agenda to be negative towards men. I don't think you have a bias that is based, that has an undertone of radical feminism. I don't think you have that. So I don't think you should start picking up for people who have that. I don't think you should do that to yourself, okay? Leave that girl alone. Leave that girl alone. That girl is getting away with looks and elocution. She's getting away with it, right? The capacity to turn a phrase and her looks. That's what she's getting away with. And potentially the nepotistic relationships that she has gotten into that allow her to continue in her platform, right? Her workplace romances, her inside track, who knows what it is, whether it's nepotism, which I believe it really is, whether it's the fact that she is sleeping with another ESPN reporter, whatever it is, she got in there, and she's in there, right? And she was getting away with looks, nepotism, and great elocution, great diction. Nobody's ever accused her, I haven't at least, of being stupid. I've never accused her of being stupid. Acting like a moron, I've accused her of, but she's not an uneducated person. She knows what she's doing. And because she knows what she's doing, we're coming for her behind. And yes, we don't want to hear nothing about her. Don't protect her, Jemele Hill. Stay out of it. That's my advice to you, because there's too many people with platforms much bigger than mine that will start ringing out your name. And I don't think you want that. I really don't think you want that. I don't think, who wants that? I don't know if you want that. I don't think you want it. Just leave it alone. And that little beta dude that you're on the show with, listen, don't even team up with guys like that, because we'll come for his behind too, but he's nobody, so we don't need to call his name. Don't team up with dudes like that. The bottom line is, men are not going to sit around while you drag us. That's the bottom line. You're not going to be out here dragging black men anymore. All you ladies out here on your social media platforms, you're calling men narcissists. You're calling men misogynists. You're telling men that it's a new day and that you're coming to obliterate the male ego. You better get off of that right now, because most of us are evolved. I'm an evolved gorilla. I'm not out here trying to drag women. I got 3 of them that I raised myself. I got my own lady. I don't want to see women be looked at in any kind of negative light. I am very happy and very proud of the fact that I have in my company some powerful women. So nobody's trying to do that, Jemele Hill. Don't start that narrative. Don't start that, man versus women stuff. We didn't start it. We didn't bring that up, right? When they decided that they were going to protect these women and they were going to throw Ime under the bus, men were like, whoa, what's that all about? How's that happening, right? And you talked about transparency. Actually, you didn't. Malika did. I apologize. But when they start talking about transparency, and then Boston is not showing transparency because they're trying to protect the identity of women, and it's called attacking or blaming. That's no. We're not going to let that happen. We're not going to let that happen. These are not underage people. It's not an underage young person that we're trying to protect. That would make sense. This person was underage and she made a mistake of character and judgment. We would say, okay, it's the underage person, it's a young person. I understand. We're not going to bring this person's name up. We don't want them to be bullied. We don't want their name all over the place. That's not what it is. If it was a scenario where a woman was harassed, we would, and we don't want to bring her up because she is a victim. That's fine. That's fine. But these things are not they're not the case. And for the narrative to go, well, there was some comments. There were some colorful comments. That's what we've heard. There's some colorful comments. Listen to me. Okay? I'm sure she was being told some colorful comments when her legs were north and south. I'm sure she had no problem then. So I don't want to hear this nonsense. I don't want to hear it. It's so easy to become a victim when you've been outed. It's so easy to become a victim. David Chappelle said this, and I can't give the whole thing the way Chappelle did it. But he says his issue with the LGBTQ community is that the LGBTQ community are minorities until they need to be white again. And this is the problem that we're having right now. We don't just have a gender issue. We have a race issue where we have, again, a black man sleeps with a white woman. He loses his job. She gets protected. They didn't try to protect the black woman that they felt he was having a relationship with. Twitter went, put her picture all over the place. Everybody thought it was her. But now that we know it's a white lady. We know it's a white lady. Nobody wants to talk. Nobody wants to formally say this is who she is. We know. So don't put this thing in a position where you are coming to defend the indefensible Malika Andrews. She's not defensible in this scenario. She's gone too far. She should have listened to the slapback initially, but she's kept going. She keeps coming. She keeps coming. She keeps laying layers on. And let's say it's not Malika. Let's say, you know what? It's ESPN that's putting Malika in a position to put herself out there. Then you know what? ESPN has to come down. Malika has to come down too, because she's allowing herself to be used. That's it. Jemele Hill, we don't want to do that, baby. We don't. Come on, love. Come on. I said it. Dial in. We don't want to do that. Don't do that. Just stay out of that. Sit back, watch it. Don't let people use your good name to make it newsworthy for you to have an opinion about Malika Andrews, because they're using you. Don't let them use you, okay? Because we'll come for you too. I'll just say it like that. We're gonna come for you too. Don't do it to yourself. And you might be like, oh, you can come for me, you can come for me. Don't take that fight on. I'm not one man. There's millions. Guys with millions of subscribers, okay? People can't wait. Listen, this social media thing's not a joke anymore. So, you've got stuff to lose. Don't allow it to happen. That's my time. That's the real spiel. Like, share, and subscribe. It's Dale K. Brereton with the real spiel. With the real spiel. Jemele Hill. Sit this one out.